Alright, so I have this machine here. I don't have the covers here, but I can explain to you what you need to take off first. So pretty much you'll have to disconnect this one off first. It's going to be right here. So pretty much take this one off first, right? Then you're going to have two screws, one right here and one right here on this plastic piece that's right here, right? So we can remove those two, right? And then you'll have another two screws, one right here and I believe one right here on the plastic side. So once you take off the plastic side, you can see you can lift it up. On this end, you'll have an R10 little flap that will kind of just come down. As soon as you take that off, then you can loosen this up to get this part off here. And then we'll have to aim towards down here as well. We'll have to have 1, 2, and 3 screws in order to take this bottom plastic piece off, so it exposes more of this unit here. Now this cable that's right here that I'm holding, this is going to be right here like so. So you'll see that you'll take it off this flap here, and then right in here there's a little guide right here, and then you'll just untie this like so, so that we can get to this part right here. Now that you have reached this far, you're gonna have to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Then right in here, you'll have to undo this clip that's right here, pinch this off here, and then open these up, right? So then this allows you to open the door like so. And then in order to change the part out, we have to aim towards right here. So remove this, move the wiring harness, and then get to there. Alright, now we're going to aim towards here. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. Once those 5 screws are up, you'll see that you're able to kind of get it out of place a little bit. We'll have to disconnect these guys here and this one here. So for these ones, you're just going to pull right out. Same goes for these ones. Move that there, so then this gives us space right over here. Alright, so in order to get to this motor here, we will need to remove this main motor assembly. So in order to do that, we'll have to remove this here, and then we can aim towards here. So first steps first, we'll disconnect the wire, we'll pinch this down, and we'll disconnect the motors right off. And then right here, you'll disconnect these two sensors here, and you'll see that this comes right off like so. Next, we'll aim towards here. We'll remove 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll remove this right here. We're gonna go ahead and remove this. 1 screw here, 1 screw here, 1 screw here, and 1 screw here. And then you should feel this be able to come right out. Now you can feel that it's starting to wiggle. Now we'll have to remove this again, and then there's just 1 screw underneath here that's holding this frame, and then we can put this back on there. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 screws. I believe 4 on this one here. So we'll remove those 3 first, and then we'll continue there.
I was walking around with it.
Now you'll have this screw right here. Go ahead and remove this one here, and then you'll see that this whole black cover piece will start to come right off like so. Now we're going to remove this whole entire module. So we'll have 1 screw here, right where my finger is at, my middle finger right there. There's 1 right there, 1 right here, 1 right here. They're kind of pretty much all on the outer edge. So there's going to be 1 down here, one down here, and one to the side. I believe a total of 7 screws. One right here. 2, 3. Go down here. 4, 5 right here. And then 6 right here with the screws being hidden with those wires right here. You'll take another one right off here. Then you can start to feel on pulling it off evenly with 2 hands. So one hand here, one hand here. And you'll see that this whole motor will come right off like so. Next, we're going to go ahead and take off this gear right here. So there is a little C-clamp on there. We will have to use a flathead in order to get this C-clamp off. We'll slide that off like so. And then this gear can come right off loose. Then from here, you will have to remove one screws on the outer edge. So you have one right there, one in the bottom right here, 2 on the side. So one right there and one right here. It's kind of hard for me to see. I'll go ahead and angle it a little bit differently. But pretty much once that is off, you're able to kind of feed it off, right? But want to make sure we disconnect this sensor here. We pinch out this guide that's right here off, and we can start to slide this off. So I just fed it out, but yeah, like I mentioned, you have one screw here, one right here, one up here, and one right here. So then you're able to get it out, and then this might come off, but that's the gear that holds. So pretty much you put that right there. When we're going to return it, you can see this rod right here, right? We're going to just make sure it's even there, and then we'll slide this through like so. So our gear's back in place there, and then add our clip. Alright, so when we do put it back, you know, you try to make sure you feed that rod right here into this little hole. So, you know, you'll make sure it goes like this. And you want to make sure you feed the motor right into this hole here too as well. So then when it does feed in there, right, then you should make sure you lift up some of these wires. And then when you push, you'll see that these guides will line up here. So you can add your screw right there, add your screw there, and your screws there. We'll reconnect this, and then like I mentioned, in order to put that back on there, we'll put this in there, and then our gear, and then the clip. Alright, so first we'll go ahead and add our screws back in. So we'll line it up like so. Add our screws in like so. Now that the module's in, you know, we'll just make sure we add this little black tab here. Make sure it goes in. And then we'll add our gear. That goes right in there. We'll just move this a little bit just to get it in to this hole here. If you can't, just take off this screw here, and it'll move a little bit here, so then you're able to push that right in there. And then we'll add our clamp right back on there. And now we just have to carry everything reverse. So now we'll put on our main motor. So yeah, just make sure you connect this here like so. And you just want to add this guide back onto the plastic piece right here. You'll hear that click in, and then we'll go into here. So coming in here, so we'll show you there's could be one screw here, one screw here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 screws, I believe. So then when we do, you're just gonna want to line it up like so. Make sure none of the cords down here get caught up. Same here. And you'll push forward like so. And you'll see that everything will line up. So then when you add your screws, make sure it's on there. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to return this part right here like so. So if you can tell this hole right here with this here, that's how you'll know you'll line it up like pretty good. And you'll see that it'll go in like so. Once you have that there, one screw here and one screw there. So 2 screws, 1 and 2. Now we'll re-add this part right here. So in this case, you'll just want to make sure you use this right here and this right here as your guide. So then when you do, you can push forward and you might hear some click-ins, right? So in order to make sure everything's all put, just add your screw right here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 screws to hold this guy here. Alright, so now what we can do is now add these back on here. So you see that I'll just clip right in like so. And then we can plug these in to the motor right next to them. So here, one right here, there. And then same for this side. What's up? Put in the guide. We'll connect the 2 sensors right in here like so. Connect this motor here. And connect this motor down here. Now we'll move on towards this side here to put this plug back on. So now we're going to put this back on. Try to make sure you plug one here and one here like so. And then we're just going to kind of go back onto here and put it back right on the guide and add our screws again. Trying to make sure you just line it up like so. And once you have it all lined up, we'll add the screws back on there. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, I believe. Now that that's all done, now you can close this door right here. Just make sure this right here doesn't get caught. So when you go down, you can close the door, re-add all the screws on the outer edge, and then add the covers back on, like so.